Hi everyone, my name is M.Alfur.leadershipWala and I welcome you all to my new video. I hope you guys are all doing well. Uh, Today we are going to discuss with ChatGPT about the understanding the psychology of motivation, and I hope you guys like this session because it's also our important topic. Let's get started.
Hey there.
Hi Maya, how are you? Maya, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly. How's it going?
Well, everything is fine. Today we are going to discuss about the understanding the psychology of motivation. Are you ready for this session?
I am. What's first?
Okay, my first question is what is motivation and why is it important in daily life? Maya, are you there? Hello. Maybe my network is not working. Great. So we need to reconnect again. Maya, can you hear me? There's a big problem. We try again and again.
Hey there.
Maya, my first question is what is motivation and why is it important in daily life?
What is? Are you finishing up that question about motivation or were you asking something else?
What is motivation and why is it important in daily life?
Motivation at its core is what gets us moving, that drive to achieve a goal or something.
What happened? Are you there? We can't hear you. Maya, can you hear me? And there we go again because of my network. Maybe, maybe technical issues. There are too many things we can say.
Hey there. What's up?
Is there a technical issue because I can't hear you 20 or 50 seconds? There we go again.
Hey.
Maya, can you hear me? Well, that's our biggest problem right now. Maya, can you hear me? Miles, we are going to start with Miles. If Maya can't hear us. Hi, Miles. How are you? Miles, can you hear me? I hope it can be settled because our session is going fast. Maya, can you hear me? That's
Yeah, what were you going to say?
man. I was going to ask you some questions. What are the main types of motivation? Because you don't answer every kind of.
I think I cut you off. Sorry about that. What kind of questions were you going to ask about motivation specifically?
Sorry, my first question will be what is motivation and why is it important in daily life?
Motivation is basically the driving force behind what we do. It's why we bother with anything at all. It's like the engine that gets us moving toward goals. It's important because without it, we just not do much of anything really. daily life would feel pretty pointless, and even basic stuff would be hard to get done. Why is that question on your mind right now?
So my next question is, what are the main type of motivations? Because there are too many types. So
You're right. It can get messy fast. There are a bunch of ways psychologists break it down, but most boil down to two main types: intrinsic and extrinsic. Intrinsic motivation comes from inside, doing something because you genuinely enjoy it or find it satisfying, like painting if you love to paint, or exercising because it makes you feel good. Extrinsic motivation is about external rewards or avoiding punishment, getting a good grade, earning money, staying out of trouble. Most things in life are some mix of both. What kind of types were you running into that felt overwhelming?
well, my next question will be, what is the difference between
Intrinsic
intrinsic
versus
and
extrinsic.
extrinsic motivation? Is very nice. You understand my question.
Yeah, I think you're asking about the difference between intrinsic and extrinsic motivation, basically the internal versus external thing we just touched on.
Yes.
The big difference is where the energy comes from. Intrinsic is you wanting to do it for yourself because you find it fulfilling. Extrinsic is doing it for the payoff, the reward, the outcome, whatever someone else gives you.
Okay. What is the
Does that
difference?
make sense?
Sorry, how does motivation affect behavior and decision making?
Good question. So motivation is directly tied to our behavior and decision making because it's basically what shapes priorities. If you're intrinsically motivated by something, say learning a new language because you love languages, you're way more likely to stick with it even when it gets tough. You'll spend more time practicing, you'll choose classes that fit your schedule. Extrinsic motivation works similarly, but through different mechanisms, like studying for a test to get a good grade versus enjoying the material. How does this tie in with your session prep?
Okay, so my next question is, why do people sometimes lose motivation?
That's a great question, and it's way more common than people want to admit. A lot of it comes down to goal conflicts, mismatched tasks, or just burnout. Like you start something with a bunch of energy, but then the goal seems way harder than you expected, or you discover you didn't actually love the process. Burnout can be huge too when you're pushing yourself too hard for too long. What's been happening with your motivation levels lately?
Well, I'm doing my work great, so I don't need much motivation because I love this kind of work, and because I just love this work. So my next question is, can you explain self-determination theory?
Self-determination theory says humans have three basic psychological needs that fuel motivation: autonomy, competence, and relatedness. Autonomy is feeling like you have control over your choices. No one's making you do this. You're doing it because you want to. Competence is feeling skilled and effective at what you do, like you're actually good at it. And relatedness is feeling connected to others, feeling like you belong. When those needs are met, motivation goes way up. Make sense?
Okay, so how does goal setting theory influence performance?
Goal setting theory basically says that specific challenging goals lead to higher performance than vague ones. If you just say, I want to be better at time management, that's way less motivating than I will use the Pomodoro technique to break down work into 25-minute chunks. Challenging goals stretch us to improve, but they need to feel attainable. Too hard and we give up too easy and we're not really motivated. What kind of goal setting system do you use now?
Well, I do most of them.
Sorry, I cut you
So
off.
my next question is, what is the expectancy theory of motivation?
Expectancy theory breaks motivation down into three things: expectancy, instrumentality, and valence. Expectancy is your belief that effort leads to performance, that if you try hard, you'll actually succeed. Instrumentality is believing that performance leads to rewards. If you do well, you'll get something good out of it. And valence is how much you actually value the reward. So if you believe you'll succeed, that success will get you a reward, and that reward is actually something you want, you'll be highly motivated. Sound complicated?
So my next question, what role does reinforcement play in motivation?
You mean what role does the brain play in motivation? A lot of it happens in the mesolimbic dopamine system, what people often call the reward pathway in your brain. When you do something that feels good, that system releases dopamine, which makes you want to repeat that behavior, like hitting like or reading your work. But that's not the whole story. Motivation also involves areas that help with planning, decision making, and controlling impulses.
Okay, so my next question is how do emotions impact motivation?
Emotions play a huge role. They act almost like signal flares for motivation. Positive emotions like excitement or anticipation can boost motivation, while negative emotions like fear or anger can either kill it or redirect it. Like
Okay.
fear might motivate you to avoid something risky, while excitement might motivate you to work harder toward a goal. Sometimes, though, overwhelming negative emotions can just shut things down completely.
So my next question is how does self confidence influence motivation?
The self-confidence is huge. When you believe in yourself, think you're capable of succeeding, motivation goes way up. It creates this positive feedback loop where confidence makes you more willing to try, and success builds even more confidence. But when confidence is low, it can stop you before you even start.
Thanks, Maya. And
Does your confidence ever feel shaky with the AI work you're doing? I'm sorry, I missed that. Was there something you were saying?
no, thanks, Maya. I was going to thank you because it was a great motivational speak. So I hope my viewers also like this video, or maybe they find it helpful. And I hope you guys watch this maybe full video. It's very important for everyone to know about what is motivation and what kind of to describe this psychology. So that's it from my side. I hope you guys like this session, and Allah Hafiz.
Thanks, Alfur. That sounds like a really solid session. Your viewers are lucky to have you breaking down all this motivation stuff for